and today we're going to talk about chapters 6 to 11 in My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craig George. This is a Puffin Modern classic. I hope that you enjoyed today. So, how did you think of Sam's house? Also, how do you think of the traps that Sam's made? Do you think that they will even work? And what about Sam's food? I mean, frog legs, turtles, rabbits, and cattail roots. Do you think that will be yummy? And if you happen, Sam, would you want to eat that, or would you want to eat city food like hamburgers or hot dogs, and sodas with French fries or chicken nuggets, or maybe you would want just a dinner like really fancy, or it couldn't be fancy. It could be just soup. What would you like to be, Sam? And okay, so there now, Sam actually meets a little old lady. How do you like this little old lady? And also, if you happen, Sam, would you have jumped at her voice? And this is Sam's strawberry patch, so you would feel a little bad about it too, right? Okay, chapter 7 is the King's Provider. Do you think that what do you think about hawks and falcons? And do you think that Sam really can train a falcon to do what he wants them to do, or do you think that's a little too impossible? And also, I wanted to also ask you, falcons, right? So Sam is basically risking his life for a falcon. Do you think that's a very sensible thing to do, or do you think that's a very bad thing to do? It's just very dumb, because if they didn't get a falcon, he would probably die. How do you like Frightful anyway? Okay, and now we go to a brief account of what I did about the first man who's after me, right? Now, there was a fire warden right outside his house, and that was because of the smoke that he had left, right? And when you first read about the fire warden, how did you feel? And also, but Sam's just like, okay, then I'll just live in a different part of the forest, right? But anyway, do you think that Sam is very good at survival now? And okay, in which I learned to season my food. Okay, so the fire warden had made a fire, right? But anyway, then he finds a trap, right? Because the fire warden is still there. What does he find in the trap? It's the bear and weasel, right? Really cool. So how would you describe the bear and weasel? And would you like to have a friendship with him, or do you think that you wouldn't like to have a friendship with him? And have you ever had an animal who has been very brave and hasn't been scared at you at all? And also, would you like to have a deer? Would you have to want a deer? Sam wants a deer. Do you want to have a deer? And so what did you think about Sam making salt? Do you think that it was very smart of him to make salt? But the thing is, I wanted to ask you if you think that how did you think that Sam got all this information? He has so much information about this. How do you think he learned all this information? Because this is a lot. Let me tell you, this is a lot. And also, I also wanted to ask you about Sam's bed. What do you think of Sam's bed? Do you think that is a little too rough and tough, and you would like a good mattress, or do you like this about Sam's and also, do you think that his traps will work to trap a deer? Okay. Then suddenly, how a door came to me. Well, the Baron Weasel, the Baron Weasel's, now I wanted to also ask you, about, what was it? A crack, right? A crack and a deer was dead. Of course, Sam had to get dead and he covered it with boughs, tree boughs. Do you think this was the right thing to do? And also, I wanted to ask you about Frightful. Do you think that taking Frightful was the right thing to do? And also, now that they have gotten a deer, list all the ways that you could use a deer. And then also, it would be really cool to eat some venison, so maybe you could try that. And then now there is, and then I also wanted to ask you about, do you know a character that reminds you of Sam? For example, I remember Brian, who is from Hatchet, the book Hatchet, an awesome book, and I will try to make a book club about that one too. This book also has a series, so I think that I will be doing Brian's Winter, so you can check that one out. But anyway, what is Frightful's ABCs? Because Frightful isn't going to learn real ABCs, so what is Frightful's ABCs? And also, do you know how to tan a deer hide? And also, what do you think tannic acid is? And do you think that Sam is really smart to know all this and to think about all the ways he could do things and to set all the traps? And do you think it's smart that he even used the bones to make a spear or something like that? And would you like to eat frog soup, or do you think that's a little too disgusting for you? And about Frightful, do you think that she's getting better and better, or do you think that she still is pretty bad at flying? And what did you think about a figure 4 trap that Sam made? This is a figure 4 trap. You can see that it's really, there's a 4 in it, right? So what did you think about that? And also, how do you think about the Baron when the Baron scared the deer away? And also, how much has Frightful grown since Sam got her from the nest? Do you think that's, and also, which month of the year, which season of the year do you think that Sam will thrive best, and which season of the year do you think that Sam will be starving a lot? Because winter looks like very imposing, but summer's great. So what do you think? And what do you think of the hike? But also, then we have a story about this about a couple. Did you think and the Baron Weasel scared them away? How did you think about that? Do you think that it was funny? And would you have laughed? But look at this from 2 points of view: the people, the couple, and Sam. Okay, so you have to look at the both points of view. And also, do you think that it's smart that Sam is making a deerskin suit, or do you think that's a little not very good because it's a little too foolish? And also, would you have taken the risk to eat mushrooms? That's my another question. And also, Frightful actually caught her first sparrow, right? Did you think that was very good progress? I thought that was. Okay, as always, I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite part here? And also, what do you predict is gonna happen next? How do you like the book so far? Do you think that it deserves the title of a Newbery Honor book and also an an ALA notable book? Well, this book has it's actually a series. So most books, this is the most famous book, but there is a series, and I'm not very sure if I will do a book club about that because that might be a little hard, but I will be doing some book clubs, and there is about other Newbery Honor and Newbery award-winning books. So I am doing Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. PD is a very famous one. I'm not very sure if it has a Newbery Honor or not, or a Newbery Medal, but it is very, very famous and heartwarming. Where the Red Fern Grows, but not Buddy, Wrinkle in Time. All of them are really good books, and I hope that you have an awesome day, and bye!